Hi, Meira. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Rodrigo. Very well.
It's so nice to see you again. Meira, you're in Washington, D.C. We're in Antigua, and thanks to the magic of technology, we get to see each other again today. How's it been? How are you?
Good, good. All healthy, sane, and happy. All's well.
I'm happy to hear that. As you know, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary, and you were the very first executive director at Wings. So we want to take this opportunity to, just hear you, kind of hear your story from your end. How did it all happen? How did it started? Just tell us, what do you remember from those very fun days back in the day?
It's hard to believe that it's been 20 years since Wings was founded. A huge congratulations to all of you and your team for getting to where you are. It's really incredible. Um, yeah, my arrival at Wings was a very serendipitous one and totally unexpected. I was sort of set up for a lunch date by my friend Riva. Shout out to Riva Kantowitz, who connected me with Wings' founder Sue Patterson. And I was looking for a job in Guatemala. I'd been living there, working for another project, and was job hunting. And Riva said, Sue knows absolutely everybody. You should just have lunch with her, and she'll probably connect you with some people that you can talk to, and just see if anything arises from that. So I went to lunch completely casually, looking forward to meeting this amazing Sue person. And we had a wonderful lunch, chatted the whole time about, who I was, my life, about just what I was looking for. And sort of right towards the end of lunch, I started getting the feeling that Sue was interviewing me. And I was very confused because I thought she was just going to connect me with some folks. And by the end of lunch, she had offered me the executive director job. She said that they'd been looking for somebody. They didn't have an executive director, and I would fit the bill perfectly. And would I like the job? So,
Well, there you go. That's Sue, right?
yeah, I mean, it was a match made in heaven, and I think we both recognized it very, very quickly. So it was total serendipity. And thank you, Riva, for being the matchmaker.
Well, thank you for taking on, the job. You certainly made huge impact on Wings. What do you remember from kind of the first days, now that you were executive director, how did it all started? How did it, 'cause you were executive director for about 6 or 7 years, right?
It was just under five,
How do
actually.
you how do you remember that? Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So, I had come from a fairly large USAID funded project, and I walked into Wings's office, which was a rented room in a typical Antigua style house, very small room, maybe 10 by 10 feet or something. There were two of us in there, rickety, unpainted $10 tables with computers on the top, and that was kind of it. That was what we had. We had three program staff who were incredibly committed and good at what they did, very dedicated, and me and an outgoing part-time kind of administrator fundraiser. So I sat alone in that room for many months with my rickety desk, while we kind of put together processes and systems and plans, and just really kind of strengthened what was already going on, and then built from there. I mean, the foundation was already there. Sue had found incredible people and had done an incredible job in the early years when there was no executive director, and I have to give them so much credit because they laid such a strong foundation that I was able to pick up on and and just carry it forward, and make it bigger, stronger, better.
So what if you could identify a couple of big things that happened during your tenure, that may have influenced Wings for the years to come? What would you think that was?
I think there were a number of things, and I do, just going back to the previous question, I do want to give a shout out to all of the donors who had been supporting Wings for many years before my arrival. Um, Wings has some of the most loyal and incredibly dedicated donors, some of whom have been giving for 20 years. And I was very lucky to have arrived when there already was, some base of these incredible donors. So I just want to make sure that I thank them. Yeah, in the nearly 5 years that I was there, Wings changed uh, immeasurably. It was somewhat unrecognizable from the time I got there, and that sure is partly down to me, but I think it's also, down to just the incredible team that we were able to amass to Sue's just awesomeness in every single way, and to the board that just kept getting stronger and stronger every time we added new people and new talent. In the time that I was there, we grew from 4 people to about 20 odd staff. We developed 4 major project areas that were pretty distinct. And that was mostly around education for young people, for men, for women. And then we also had our Promotora program and APRAFEM program to provide service delivery. So they were very distinct programmatic areas by the time I left. But I think the 2 biggest things that happened while I was there, one was getting USAID funding, and that's in part thanks to you, Rodrigo.
I was on the other side back then.
You were my partner in crime, and I was so appreciative of your being my program officer and connection at USAID. But getting USAID funding really put Wings on the map and put us on a path towards where you are now. But I think the other major thing was winning the Fundación Gutierrez Prize, which that was one of the best nights of my life. I remember distinctly not only the day that we heard that we were one of the top 10 finalists. That was great. I mean, as they say at the Oscars, just being nominated was an honor. But when they kept calling people, number 8, so-and-so, number 5, and they still weren't calling Wings. And when it became clear that we won, it was just the most euphoric moment. I think we just couldn't believe it. We were the little engine that could, winning that prize really put, allowed Wings to take off. It was just, it set us on our way. It set us on the path to where Wings is now, 20 years later.
Wow, that is amazing. A lot of things happened during those first 5 years, and you were certainly the star of the story. So we are so grateful for what you did, and like you said not too long ago to me, you kind of set the runway and then we took off. But yeah. Any closing thoughts? Kind of, now looking from afar, what is it? 20, no, it's what, 12, 13 years after you left?
Yeah, 10 or 11 years. I can't remember.
Let's not count,
Something like that. I'm old. We're old.
What do you see that makes you proud that Wings is doing and where we are? How do you see it?
I am so enormously proud to have watched Wings over the past 10 plus years since I've left. We didn't know what was going to happen. It's always a really hard transition when the first executive director leaves. It's just one of the harder transitions, right? And to see where you guys are now and the impact that you're having, the amount of people that you're able to serve, the new programs that you've added, I am just like a proud mama bear watching from afar. I read every newsletter that you send, every campaign that you put out. I try to donate. I'm just a huge supporter and admirer at this point, and I'm glad that I had a part in any way that I did, back in those early years.
Wow, thank you. And you're still a huge part of our history and of this beautiful story that continues to today. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time this Friday morning. Just thank you for everything. Be well, stay safe, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. And thank you to your incredible team. You're all doing an amazing job.
Thank you, Meira.